So we're still inside Weebly, and in this lecture we're going to see how we can upload and download files from the target system. At the moment I'll be running some shell commands, and I'm going to look for a file that's interesting for me. So the first thing we're going to do is download a file. And I'm going to do pwd, and you can see that I'm in var www.dvwa. I'm going to do an ls to see all the files right here. And we can see that there's a directory called config. And the config directories are, or if you see a file called config or a directory called config, then chances are it contains important information. Most of the time, it contains information about connecting to the database. So I'm going to navigate to that directory using the cd command. And then I'm going to list to see what I have. And you can see that we have a file called config.inc.php. Now we can try to read this using the cat command, and we can try to read it using the functions that come with Weebly, but this is not what we're interested in this lecture. Let's see how we can download this file so we can read it on our local machine. Now remember, you can't actually browse through this file. So if we go here to the server, and if we go to dvwa config, and you see that there is a config file, but if we click it, you'll see that you can't actually read it because it's written in PHP, and PHP files cannot be read remotely. So even if you view the source, you'll see that it's empty. It has no lines whatsoever. So let's go back, and we're going to use the download. So the download is called file download. And then I'm going to put -h to see how to use it because I don't know how to use it. So I want you to see the idea of how you use all of these functions. You put the function name -h to see how to use it. And you can see that the way to use it is you literally just specify file download. You can specify the vector. So this is similar to when we were reading the etc password or executing the shell sh, executing shell commands. So you can specify the method of downloading the file, because sometimes maybe the basic download method will not work for you. So you can just do -vector and you specify the vector that you want. So in this example, I'm just going to use the default one. I'm not going to specify a vector. So again, we're going to do file download, our path, which is the remote path. So the file on the server that you want to download, followed by the location that you want to download it to on your local machine. So the command is going to be file download. The remote path is going to be config.inc.php, and I want to store it in my root. So this is on my actual local machine. It's going to be stored in root, and I'm going to call it config downloaded, and I'm going to make it a txt. So you can actually put it to PHP if you want, but I'm going to make it a txt in my case. So the command is very simple. It's file download followed by the file, the full path or the location where the file is located. And the file for me is located in the current working directory, and it's called config.inc.php. And I want to download it to my root, config downloaded.txt. So I'm going to call it config downloaded.txt. And if this command didn't work for me, then I can just add a vector by doing -vector and specify the way that I'm going to download it. So I can just specify all the methods that we have here. So we have file, we have fread, file get, and base64. So I'm just going to use the file, and that's it. The file should be downloaded. So let's go to our file manager, and we're already in the root, and you can see that there's a file called config downloaded.txt. If we double click it, you'll see the information that was saved in that file. And remember, when we went on the browser, nothing was displayed. When you go here, you'll see that you can see everything because we actually downloaded the source code for the file.